president is in the appropriations, there'll be like a billion or so to say for a job creation initiative, as an example. This is a real thing. It never was with the other presidents. All of those things were done in other departments. This one has consolidated.
Honorable Mani.
Thank you, Chair. 2 points. One, I think the posture that seeks to define the president above the law must be dismissed with contempt. We can't have a situation where, I mean, if I look at the chief whip of the largest minorities, when he says that it's not like in the provinces where the premier is part of the legislature and all of that, and seeks to position a president as somebody above everything else and therefore untouchable. What kind of a characterization is this? So I have a problem with this characterization, Chair, because it seeks to make the president to be above the law. We reject that with serious contempt. That's the first thing. Secondly, I think it is important for members around here to understand the reason we're talking about budget vote 1 in 2024, 2023, 2024, and we never spoke about it in any other time, even on the 5th and the 4th administration. And the reason is simple. It's because presidency just had the DG there and just human resource things and all of that. This current president is in the appropriations. There'll be like a billion or so to say for a job creation initiative, as an example. This is a real thing. It never was with the other presidents. All of those things were done in other departments. This one has consolidated. This one has consolidated a lot of what was otherwise done in other areas and all of that. So, Chair, the issue of, and that's why this thing arose, because then before you know, there's a huge budget for envoys that the president controls. Only him then controls these envoys. No minister controls that. And there are quite a few things that he does that has not been delegated to anybody else. And therefore, the issue of budget vote that specifically focuses on the president is long overdue. Thank you.
Yeah. Deputy Speaker, Honorable Mani covered me on the issue of a danger of holding someone above everyone. Now, maybe we need to make examples. A child fall into a pit toilet in Limpopo, and then another child falls into the pit toilet in the Eastern Cape. The president takes that task and make it a presidential program. It falls off the cracks. No one is accountable for it. To this day, that school still does not have toilets. Another child falls again, I think last year, into a pit toilet with a presidential program on course, reporting nowhere on sanitation. Number two, as we speak, seated here, there's a holding company for state-owned entities being established by the president. No one knows about it. When it's reported, in the finest print, that holding company will only report there and then somewhat to monitoring and evaluation, but the president will be accountable for it. So I'm trying to paint a picture that besides that which we appropriate to vote one, there's a mass of other duties that the president take over and report nowhere, is held accountable nowhere, no one performs oversight on him. And that is not correct. So for each and every task that falls onto the lap of the president must be fully accounted for, must be fully monitored, must be fully reported for. If there are cracks and follow-ups, that must be effectively done by this parliament, and there must be a committee that looks into that. That committee will deal with how quite often it meets, how it accommodates the schedule of the president, who must go wherever. That is none of our business. Our business is to make sure that nothing which we appropriated taxpayers' money for is not accounted for. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Mente. Honourable Michela. Thank you. And then I have Honourable Frolik.
No, thank you, Deputy Speaker. Reference was made, is continuously made to the study tour that has taken place. I want to put it on record that where we were, and I think you were part of the delegation, Deputy Speaker, in the UK, and there was also another delegation that went to Kenya and to Ghana. There's no oversight over the president or presidency or a prime minister. In the UK, there's a liaison committee, and the report is available for members to go and read. But just to get to what the Honourable Wessels have said, we're talking now about a special committee. The rules talk about a portfolio or standing committee. So if we go that way, in that thinking, I would like to know what will be so special about such a committee that will make it different from the work that a portfolio or standing committee will do, because the intention of oversight will only be defined while we know what the powers of such a committee will be, keeping in mind what I said earlier. Thank you.
Thank you. I see Honourable Ndlozi would like to comment.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Let us have some level of intellectual fidelity to the decisions that we make. We have traversed this ground, and we agreed, okay, for the budgeting process that occurred, we will take budget vote 1 to monitoring, whilst we work out the details of a committee to do oversight on the president. We made that decision. So you comrades are, I don't know on what grounds, you are the ones who need to explain to us what changed, because we've traversed these grounds before. So, Deputy Speaker, the details are simple. They'll be worked out in the SAPO rules. Honourable Florik is welcome to attend there to hear the special, unique regime of the committee. What we are canvassing here is a principle, and the principle is there must be a committee on the presidency to exercise oversight, and it must be able, as part of its responsibilities, to process budget vote 1. That's what we're here for. Then the details, you don't have to hear them now. You can come. Honourable Doris can send you the schedule. We meet most of the time here, Honourable Florik. And you are welcome to come. Honourable Wessels will be there, and then we can workshop the idea of specialness. So the principle, and we are not going to change our minds. We've traversed these grounds. Budget vote 1 goes to a committee that is going to be established on the presidency. The last thing I want to say, Speaker, is the problem of the South African democracy in the last 30 years is precisely a relationship that the executive had with Parliament that was spoiled by a one dominant party political system. Maybe things could have worked if the members of that one dominant party who are remaining in parliament strengthened the quality of executive oversight. All these mechanisms are being put in place because we get very little for. We're even now looking at calculations because you've been bullying us and there's nothing we could do. For the first time, look at you sitting there one by one. You don't have power.
Honourable Dorsey, I think
exercise oversight.
That is not necessary. You are now digressing.
I accept the order, order of Deputy Speaker, but I'm saying we would like to thank the voters of South Africa to give 40% to the people who have been abusing Parliament. They've been. It is in the rulings of the Constitutional Court, Deputy Speaker. With kindness so that they take it positively. But it's in the rulings of the Constitutional Court about the extent to which Parliament has not been doing its executive oversight. Multiple, we can quote them. This is one of those ways we're trying to strengthen holding the president accountable. Thank you.